McLeod. All right, now we're good to go here.
Okay. All right, I'd like to call to order the, what is it? Thursday, April 15th meeting of the ad hoc Public Safety Committee, Building Committee. You got the roll there, Neil?
Yep.
I don't think there's any appearances that we know of.
So,
We do not have minutes. We should have those next time we meet. Do you want to bring that back up
Yep.
so I can read what I,
absolutely.
the wording?
Yep.
I guess we're wondering if anybody, we put an option in for going in for closed session. If anybody feels the need to, I guess if you want to let me. see
Yep.
their faces.
Let's say, Matt, certainly I'd ask you, what do
Does
you
anybody
think,
think
Matt?
this-
Should we go into, do you want to go into closed session? If you have any comments or anything, or?
No, I think we can do this in open session. I mean, assuming we're gonna make a decision today. And,
Okay.
and I guess if any of the committee members do want to have a discussion and
Okay.
do another round of back and forth with the two, that's fine. Then we probably should go into closed. But
Okay.
if the consensus of the group is we want to proceed and make a recommendation, then I don't know that we need to.
Dan, did you?
The only thing I was gonna say is if, I understand my recommendation is not consistent with the majority, and I was just gonna offer an opinion why, but, it's not relevant to, I'm not in the majority anyways.
I still think, I don't think it's necessarily
You could do it.
top secret. I think, yeah, I'd rather you, if you're okay, just doing an open. You're good with it?
Totally fine.
I figured you would be. I figured you would be.
I'm not bad.
Okay.
He's pretty shy and bashful, guys.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, well, why don't you let me see that agenda again, and then
Alright.
we'll move on to the next item, and you can, I should have printed that out, I'm sorry.
Nope, that's why I have it. That's why we got enough.
Okay. Well, then we're gonna move on to item D3, consideration with possible action on a recommendation of selection of a construction management firm to the city council.
Yeah, I think we can,
Would somebody like to make a motion, a second, and then we'll have discussion?
I'll move.
Dan, is there a second?
is the motion, what is the motion specifically to?
Discuss.
To consider
Just
it,
just for
yeah.
consideration, okay, yep, perfect, okay.
I'll second.
Second.
We'll get to Ken.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you, Ken. Where I guess we're just, if anybody has any. We got the additional information we asked for from both companies, and so if anybody would like to share any thoughts they might have. Dan, would you wanna?
Yes, please. I appreciate the effort that both firms went in and looking at this again. I appreciate what Cullen considered and did modify their bid. I am in support of Cullen for a couple of reasons. Number one, they're actually having an extra set of eyes by having an assistant project manager part of this process. It is a very complex project, phasing. I foresee just a lot of bumps in the road. And to have somebody like that available, I thought was important. Secondly, I looked at CD Smith's proposal timeline, and as much as anybody in this place would want this building to be done, I think to get it done in 18 months is really ambitious. And I'm concerned that, you know, we're just gonna rush and get it done. So for those two reasons, I was in support of Cullen. I have no other things to say against CD Smith. I think their proposal is valid. I'm concerned about the amount of time that they say they can get it done in. If they can, super. But this is something that's been going on for 20 years, and 6 months more, do it right. To me, is not a big pain. Like I say, if anybody in the world, I'd like to get this thing done. So, but for those two reasons, that's why I would support Cullen. So,
Anybody else have anything to say?
Yeah,
Jim?
I have faith in Smith, and based upon the difference in cost, it'd be hard for me to justify spending the extra money on Cullen. And Smith knows what they're doing. I've got faith in them. And I'd support them if, they'll get the job done and the city will save a lot of money.
Anybody else have any thoughts?
I think, Mayor, if I could just throw out a couple things we
Yeah.
looked at, and certainly when we got the information back, certainly Matt and I kind of did a quick kind of once over on the information. And I think the things that stood out, at least what we looked at, was certainly obviously the overall cost was certainly something that we noted. I think the one thing that was important, I think it stood out to, and Brad, I know Brad's on the call too. The no additional charge, no write up on change orders. I think the
For them, for Smith, not
for
for the
Smith,
subcontract.
for Smith, right, well, right, they weren't adding on any fees on for what they were, for those things coming in. I think the fact that they essentially had a lower risk in terms of cost for if the project doesn't proceed past design and approval, there was no extra fee or charge beyond what they had already listed. So I think that was a positive as well. So, and I appreciate Dan's point about the assistant manager. I got the feeling that the project principal above Brett is gonna be, Corey is probably gonna be more involved than maybe some of the other principals would have been in the proposal, so I think that extra set of eyes is still gonna be there. But I think it might be, not directly assigned that way. So I think there was a lot of cost reasons in addition to, I think, I certainly any committee members feel just kind of felt more comfortable, I think, in terms of just having a discussion with their team. I think I did seem to kind of get the feeling that the committee was more comfortable with those individuals just as a project team too. So, I don't know, Matt, did I miss anything in our list of kind of points we were comparing?
No, I think you hit the most of them. And Dan, I would say CD Smith did when the initial request for that additional information came out, they said, to be frank, they'll put as many people on site as the city wants and is willing to pay for. They feel the proposal they have in place is the right balance of on-site presence to review quality control, and balancing that with cost. They feel that's the case.
Okay, well, I wasn't aware of that particular aspect of it, but, yeah, I totally get it. I'm a taxpayer here too, I understand. And I just, like I say, I don't want to shortcut this process in any way, shape or form. And that's where I'm coming from, so.
Well, good
I
point.
mean, I have nothing against CD Smith.
Yeah.
I also thought that Cullen had something to prove. And especially with our neighbor down the road,
Mhm.
I thought we would gain a lot of benefit from that you can't quantify in a process like this. So, but that being said, I don't have the dislike for CD Smith. It's just, I thought we were gonna get a better deal
Okay.
overall.
And I think they said 95,000 for an extra person. Did they, is that the number I saw?
Yeah, I don't have the notes, but we did at least get the number to make sure that if as we move down this path further, we decide we want as a team to add an additional team member, it's not like they can just suddenly charge 200,000. We're gonna say, hold on a
95.
second here, right?
It was
We've got
95,000, Matt, I got your email from the 8th, yeah, that said that they did not include the 95,000 for an additional member, because they didn't feel it was necessary.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, we kept those internal, yeah.
Okay.
So we intentionally hid it from you, because we wanted an objective review on proposals, so. But no, but it was a great point though, Dan, absolutely, so.
Does anybody else have anything to add? I can't see
I-
everyone on
I
the
have
screen,
just
Ken?
A comment and a question. These were my number 1 and 2 ranked firms after the last round, so I'd be comfortable with either one. I kind of appreciate Dan's comments. I did have CD Smith ranked higher coming out of the last round, and the numbers that came back didn't really change that. I appreciate the idea that Cullen kind of needs to get a successful project under their belt, and they might be motivated to do so, but if that was the case, they should have bid more aggressively, right?
That's the
So, but I also have a question. I recall in our conversation last time that there were some questions around CD Smith with their workmanship warranty, and I was just wondering if that ever got clarified in the follow-up communications.
Yeah, we have formal confirmation in their written response to the 2-year warranty, so that aligns with everybody else. I think there are also a few questions regarding the project manager that CD Smith had proposed. And they provided a more robust resume for him and 2 letters of recommendation from Madison area developers for, I'll call them towers, larger scale projects that he has been the project manager for. So I won't say if that satisfied any committee members' concerns, but I felt like that was a better representation of his skill set, directly hearing from two Madison clients on complex projects that he has run.
Anybody else? No? I guess, Neil, we probably shouldn't have said the motion was for just consideration because we haven't.
We would, yeah, I think we would, if, like, we
We
just
need a
need to
motion.
amend that
Yeah,
motion to
okay.
put somebody specific in there, I would say, so.
Yeah.
I'll amend it.
You want to amend that, to,
Well, to include a choice to make recommendations to the
Okay.
city council.
well, I guess why don't we just all vote in favor of that and then we can, if somebody wants to motion to approve a particular one, does that sound okay?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Okay,
Absolutely.
just to make it.
Or I think, well, probably could just amend it to just make the selection. I would
Second
think, too.
amendment. Well,
I would
okay,
think, yeah.
so all in favor of Dan's amendment to include,
We have it makes a second, I guess, official for Dan's,
yeah,
to amend the current motion to make a specific recommendation. And I might as well say, if you're willing to make it, someone's willing to make one or the other, to please do so.
yeah,
So, Dan, you wanna include that in yours?
Sure, absolutely.
So,
Okay.
okay, so I'm gonna say, so the motion for CD Smith then?
Oh, apparently. yes.
Okay, okay. I'm asking.
We-
I just, I don't wanna.
that's fine.
You can have somebody else make the motion if you want, that's fine.
I totally get it.
Okay.
And like I say, some of this information I wasn't aware of.
You're right, absolutely.
So.
So we have a second then, I guess.
Is there a second? We have a motion to approve CD Smith. Is there a second?
I will second.
Okay. Any further discussion? So all in favor of approving CD Smith? Say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Think so? All right. Thank you, everybody.
Okay,
Not sure exactly when we're gonna get this this is essentially gonna be we're gonna be asking council to direct staff to proceed with the contract. That's
Yeah.
gonna be our recommendation, so.
yeah, that'll be the next
So-
step, so.
What if the committee would like, I will communicate with the four that CD Smith has been recommended. Obviously, there's the step of formal approval and contract award that, rarely if ever gets in the way of that award, but if for some reason council doesn't agree, maybe. But I will let them know that Smith is the recommended partner at this point. I will ask Smith to draft a contract, Neil, if you would like to start there. Should I ask them to get you a contract for council review or for legal?
I'll check with the city attorney and see exactly, that's probably what we'll do, Matt. I think just for time's sake, that'd be fine, but I'll just double check with him, make sure he's good with that process.
If it's easy, just copy me on that communication and I can chime in and then I'll know what's up and I can even
Perfect.
provide him a little more feedback if it helps.
Excellent, that'd be great.
Okay. Anything else?
Think so.
Okay, I would, at some point, we are probably gonna be calling the committee together to talk about an owner's rep. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
when,
that'll be our next step after this one's in place and
Yeah.
moving forward, so
Which will be another set of eyes also.
absolutely.
So, but yeah, that'll be a while before we get to that point. If there isn't anything else, is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll move.
A second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Thank you, everybody.
Adjourned. Thank you all.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Have a great rest of the day.
Have a great day.
Bye.
Thanks, Mike.